Today, I'm giving you 5 strategies to stop procrastinating. You see, procrastination is something that a lot of us struggle with. In fact, I used to avoid doing the hard work and spend countless hours watching cat videos on TikTok. Why? You can't really blame me for that, can you? Unfortunately, cat videos don't really help me make any progress, so I built this list for you with strategies that actually worked for me. These strategies helped me become a productivity wizard. I can't wait to share them with you, so let's dive right in. I have a question for you. Do you know how to eat an elephant? I'll tell you, one bite at a time. Don't eat elephants though, this is just a metaphor. When you face big tasks, they can seem very intimidating and they can overwhelm you very easily. So the first thing you have to do is break them into small, manageable steps. When you climb a ladder, you have to go one step at a time. Start outlining the major components of your task and start breaking it into small, manageable steps. For example, if you have to write an article, you can break it down into steps like research, outlining the topics that you need to cover, working on each section, and so on. When you complete each step one by one, you gain momentum and the next thing becomes much easier to approach. My number 2 strategy is the 5-second rule. Listen, Mel Robbins is an absolute genius for developing this. Basically, it came from the idea that she was watching on TV a rocket launch and she heard down a countdown from 5, 4, 3, 2, 1 and the rocket launched. So anytime that you feel the urge to procrastinate, the trick is to do this countdown and immediately take action. When I started to work out, I really didn't have a habit of doing it. So doing this exercise just helped me get right up, put on my gym clothes, and leave the house and go and work out. This works because it interrupts the habit of procrastination and triggers a physical response. Try it out and let me know what you think. My 3rd tip for you is to set deadlines. Deadlines are a really powerful motivator. I remember when I was back in school and we had a project or an exam, I'd literally leave it until the very last moment. And then in the very last moment, your brain enters into a panic mode and you start working on everything that you have to do. This sense of urgency is like a light switch that turns on a red light bulb in your brain and you get to work immediately. You can use this to your advantage and set realistic deadlines for the things that you need to accomplish. The key word here is realistic because you need to have a good sense of what you can accomplish in a certain amount of time. Don't overwhelm yourself because then you're going to feel burned out. Huge bonus tip, if you use the first advice, which was to break bigger tasks into small manageable steps, then you're going to have a deadline for each small task and you're going to be working in a proper tempo where you don't overwhelm yourself. Tip number 4 is to eliminate distractions. Our environment plays a huge role in productivity. You need to identify everything that disrupts your focus. Typically, this is notifications, social media, or maybe even someone being noisy around you. Once you identify what causes you to break your focus, you need to work on minimizing that, or if possible, completely removing it. For digital distractions, you can use website blockers or put your phone on a do not disturb mode and put it away. If there is noise around you, then noise cancelling headphones can really help you get a quieter environment, or putting on some instrumental light music that doesn't distract you can also be very helpful. The goal here is to create an environment where you can focus on something without being distracted by every ping or every buzz around you. And speaking of goals, one of the biggest tips that helped me personally is to have an accountability partner. I've done this with my colleagues and with my friends, and this is an absolutely great strategy. You can share your goals with a friend and ask them to keep you accountable. If they join you and they ask you to keep them accountable for their own goals, then that's even better. This adds an extra layer of commitment and responsibility because you're going to have to report back to them on your progress. A friend and I set a goal to wake up at 5 a.m. every single morning and call each other to make sure that we're both awake. I can tell you that when you do it with someone else, it is much easier and it actually becomes quite fun. Actually, if you're curious to know more secrets about waking up early, just let me know. I'd be very glad to make a video about it. Now then, since we're speaking about procrastination, I think that concentration is a really important part of it. And the 3 things that kill your concentration is something that I share in my video, which I'll link down below in the comments, or you can watch right here. I'll see you over there then. Mwah!